r/AskReddit created by routinereddit. What knowledge might save your life one day? If you call 911, always say where the problem is first, followed by the problem. If you happen to get cut off before you can say what the problem is, at least the dispatcher has a location to send an officer to check it out and advise if more police or fire is needed. Example, operator 911, where is your emergency? You, help, I'm being stabbed versus operator 911, where is your emergency? You, 742 Evergreen Terrace, help, I'm location. Sideshell Bob can stab faster than you can explain. Makes sense. It says the Bartha. Anyone who can speak German can't be evil. No one who speaks German could be an evil man. Parole granted. If someone is trying to abduct you, fight back. Most abductors will just give up if they meet resistance. And whatever you do, don't let them take you to another location. You ain't taking me to no secondary location. Street smarts. Get your money clip. Hey dad, can I have a silver money clip with a $50 bill in it, please? Don't worry, I'm only going to chuck it into the gutter and run away at the first sign of trouble. The man with the mustache told me to. You want my money? Go get it. r/unexpected Mulany. If you're ever charged by a moose, get behind a tree. They have about a 10-inch blind spot and they'll lose you. That's what ski patrol would always say when there were an increase in moose sightings on the mountain. They'd tell you to stay out of the trees when skiing, unless a moose is running at you. Then find trees, because unless you've got a steep hill, or are already up to speed, the moose is probably faster than you think. Was watching a video of someone driving alongside a moose while it was running in snow that was about chest high to the moose, and it was hauling butt. I knew they were fast, but I never realized how fast until I saw that video. Similar to this. That's it. Holy crap. I thought they were driving. That snow might as well not have been there. If you've ever tried to walk through snow that deep, you really understand how scary it is. That beast is still pulling like 40 kilometers per hour. And it weighs about 800 kilograms. I can barely walk through snow that reaches mid-shin. As horrifying as it is, it would be pretty dope to see it in person. When people say to take an aspirin to help during a heart attack, chew the pill, don't swallow it whole. It gets absorbed much quicker. Edit. Last bit. Whoa, I wouldn't have known that. Thanks. That goes for a lot of medication. Opiates get absorbed ridiculously fast if you chew it up. Doesn't last as long though. Does that mean that it gives you one big dose immediately rather than slowly dissolved? Yup. It's not usually a good idea to chew pain pills, especially if it's a slow release tablet, maybe with the exception of an emergency like the other poster suggested. It results in dose dumping, which can be bad for your health and drastically increases your risk of negative side effects. 120 people will get bowel cancer in their lifetime. You need some sort of screening starting at age 45 to 50 depending on your family history. Any blood in the stool needs to be checked out. Early cancers can be completely cured with keyhole surgery. You don't have to die of bowel cancer. In Australia, when you turn 50, the government starts sending you free testing kits every 2 years. Australia cares about their citizens, I see. Just not the environment. Yeah man. They really do. The government even offers to pay for your uni fees, and you only start paying them back when you get a proper job after graduating. Even then they only take small installments that you can afford to pay. We get Medicare too, so no need to worry about money if something happens to you. It's a good country to live in, you know. Same as UK and NZ except for the test kits. I care about that. But I don't think so. The other stuff is a yes. As long as they aren't immigrants, or natives, or care about their privacy, or tech literate. Who cares about any of that? Direct pressure on bleeding is always the first step. On mobile, so no good link, but a backquote stop the bleed class is a great way to learn more and practice things like applying a tourniquet. Search for one in your area, usually only an hour long or so. If the bleeding doesn't stop, raise the body part where the wound is and counter the flow of gravity. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I was told this when I was 12 years old. I'm 22 now. No, you're right. Elevation is important. Also, if you ever put a bandage on and the blood comes through the bandage, don't take it off to replace it. Just put a fresh bandage on top of it. Make sure the bandage is tight, but not so much that you lose all flow. In most cases, what if something like a glass shard is lodged? If any type of puncture wound happens, not like splinter, like a knife entering your body, and it stays in due to force of entry, don't pull it out. I've been told this is 100,000 times. If it does come out, use a cotton shirt to pack the wound and apply heavy pressure. Get to her as soon as possible. If you're bleeding that much, stop the flow completely. You can have full blood loss for 2 hours without permanent damage. You'll bleed out in 1/4 that time depending on where the bleed is. Elevate where the pressure is needed or not. It helps prevent shock. Unless the bandage has a hemostatic agent on it like quick clot, then you do want to replace the bandage. Fair enough. I've only ever been taught with regular bandages, and I'd bet I'd struggle to find a non-regular bandage in the first aid packs supplied at work, etc. But it's always good to know, just in case. If you have to get out of moving car, then put one foot down and take a step. Don't just jump out. This will reduce your speed immensely. Sure, you will fall over, but at a much reduced speed. A stuntman told me this. I'm not sure if I'm understanding this, but if you're going at a high speed, won't your leg just snap? I think they mean to not plant your leg too far ahead and kind of let it start the process of rolling you as you hit. Kind of like those videos of people trying to start running on a treadmill that's going full speed. You'll hit the ground hard and roll, but at less speed overall than if you cannonballed out. I had to leave moving car that was going about 40 miles per hour. I was pregnant. I had a medium-sized purse and a pillow. The man driving the car had said he was going to kill us both if he couldn't have me, and was going in and out of oncoming traffic. I grabbed my bag and pillow and held the pillow across my stomach and opened the door and thought, if I go like a rag doll, except my arm holding my stomach and my other arm with my purse covered my face, but everything else I tried to relax. I stepped out and let myself fall and roll. It was amazing. I ended up with just a handful of bruises and scrapes, and I was fine. And my daughter is 14 now. We made it. Oh my god, that's awful. I'm so glad to hear you and your daughter are okay. Couldn't imagine that scenario if I tried. I felt like he was going to kill me and that jumping might kill me, but it was 1. Less of a certainty, and 2. Away from him, and 3. Under my own control and not his. If a person asks you for something in the street, a light, the time, whatever, always keep the person in your eye line. So if they ask for the time, don't just look down at your watch. Raise your arm slightly so your watch is in sight. I was told this years ago at a self-defense thing at a corporate retreat type of event, and I wondered if it was ever going to be useful or just something to pad out the teacher's session. Then, a decade later, I was on the street late at night on my way home, and someone approached me and asked for the time. I did this, told him the time, and he just kinda stood there. Then he started asking some weird, clearly improvised, question about how he was looking for his friend's house, and he was sure it was on that street, and he had a yellow car similar to the one behind me. I didn't look back but just said, yeah, yellow, and he pointed directly behind me. I said, yeah, the yellow car, I saw it as I walked by, so. He paused for a second, looking like that meme of the woman with the equations around her head, then just yelled, oh, F***CKU. and stormed off. It was only afterwards I realized that I think he wanted me to look away so he could slug me, but he wasn't prepared to attack someone that was looking right at him. It's good you remembered that, especially in that situation. I'm glad I saw this. It makes so much sense. It really does. I just hope it's something I can remember if it happens. I always get a little flustered when strangers talk to